Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Makers Unscripted, the live show where we go behind the scenes with creators, builders, and change makers who are shaping culture through purpose-driven work. I'm your host, Melissa Simmons, and today's conversation is all about mindset, motivation, and making moves even when life gets a little messy. My guest today is Christian Reynoso, tech sales professional, business consultant, early stage founder, keynote speaker, and life coach who's been helping people in his community shift their mindsets and their perspectives to step into their power. Whether you're stuck in a rut or chasing a dream or just trying to show up and be the better version of yourself, you're gonna wanna stay tuned. We need a little jingle music.
That was a great intro. I've never been introduced that way before. Thank you so much.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we're having the opportunity to do this. I said this year in 2025 I was gonna put myself out there more and really get this thing off the ground.
Yeah, I think it's all about the year of doing what you want to do. There's so many challenges and struggles in the world, and you might as well just live your life how you want to.
That's all you can do.
So for those who don't know, me and Christian were in the Latin Tech Founders cohort at 1871, where we were, shout out.
Woohoo! I had to show more excitement.
So what were you working on in the cohort?
No, that was a great experience. It's actually a funny story because I joined the Latin cohort like the last day, like right before the registration closed, and I met John, my business partner, John Keynes. He's a Dominican, and for you guys, if you guys ever been to Chicago, New York and Chicago are totally different in the aspect that in New York, you have an abundance of Dominicans, but here in Chicago, it's like 5 Dominicans, like my barber and John and me, and like this one random girl I saw in the city somewhere. So when I met John at my old building, we used to live on Printers Row. For those of you that are familiar, we kind of clicked instantly, and he's been in an entrepreneurial space and with his uncle and his companies. So he really wanted to pull me in, and we used to talk a lot about how we wanted to start businesses and really take control of our own financial fate and our destiny. And he was the one that sent me the link for the cohort. So we started working on something that we were actually talking about way before the cohort. It was called Bossierge. And
what is that?
Bossierge is a company that it's kind of like a web app. Just to make it simple, we send you a text and it streamlines the payment process for hospitality companies that offer bottle service. Because a lot of times when we spoke to some of the CEOs and owners in the city about it, they were losing money on revenue because people would not pay their bills. So they would order bottles and there'll be a bunch of people at the table, the girls, everything, the whole vibe, right? But then they'll come back at the end, the girls, and clubs and lounges and those type of hotels, rooftops, they get hectic. They'll come back and try to collect and they can't, because the girl will say that I drank from that bottle, but I didn't pay for it. So
you're like bridging the gap between payment and nightlife.
Just simplifying that process, with technology, that he has access to through all his various experiences at Lexicon, and then my expertise is in sales. So us two together, man, we just do magic. We're just to say this about Bossierge, because I'm not really going to talk too much about Bossierge, but we actually have a contract pending. So we actually got some good traction. A lot of people out of the cohort or whatever, they didn't. I'm not sure how everybody's business has been going, but just to get out of the gates and immediately meet one of the major CEOs of one of the major hospitality companies in Chicago. I'm not going to say the name because we're still in the process.
Okay, keep it hush hush.
It was cool. So 1871 was a great experience, and that's how I met Melissa.
Yeah,
she's great. I like her.
Thank you. And no, I think a lot of the people from the cohort are doing such great things. So I want to keep the conversation going, see where everyone's at in a little bit. But
for sure, we got to kick it. We got to do that boat party.
Yeah, we should. But so let's go back to the beginning. What sparked your journey into the world of self-help, self-development, and really stepping into your purpose-driven life?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's a natural question that comes to me. I'm very passionate, about just being the best version of yourself. You know, when I grew up in Washington Heights, New York, you know, you're around a lot of drug dealers, you're around a lot of like shady characters, people you have to watch when they come visit your house, they might rob you. You know, it's
Shady.
just super low vibrational, but you know, I love those people. This is where I come from. Well, I wouldn't say that's where I come from, but that's where I was born and raised. And you adapt to that. And you know, at a very young age, I immediately realized like, this is not what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a trapper. I don't like the hood. I don't want to be a drug dealer. So my immediate thought process was like, how do I navigate through these barriers and these challenges without getting caught up in it and getting out of it, you know? And school was a major way out, and it helped me a lot. And I think when I realized like, okay, I have to change who I am, I really started to dive deep into self-help. I started reading books like The 4 Agreements, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra. I started learning about the physical, the spiritual, the mental aspects of a human being and how complex a human can be. I started searching for God. But the major turning point was when my best friend, Jairo Santos, man, God bless him. He was so ahead of his time. Unfortunately, his life was cut short at a young age, and it was so preventable. And you know, when that happened, I really cemented my decision to never be a part of anything negative ever again. And I was going to dedicate my life, regardless of what people did to me, regardless of the betrayals, regardless of all that stuff that happens when you're navigating through this complex world, that I was just going to be a light in the world, and I wasn't going to contribute to the darkness. If I know that's general, but it makes sense, right?
No, yeah, totally. Yeah. Because you took that trauma that you faced at an early age and all your environmental circumstances, and something within you said, nobody else told you, you know, this is not the road for me. Like, let me do what I got to do to get out of this situation. Yeah. So that's definitely takes a lot of courage, a lot of sacrifice, and big decisions at a young age.
For sure. We're powerful. Human beings are powerful. Yeah. God is powerful, and I've seen it in my life time and time again. So I love bringing out the best in people. I'm just so passionate about it.
You do. Yeah, you're really good at that. And so on that note, you speak to a lot of people who are stuck or struggling with self-doubt. What's one powerful mindset shift you recommend helping people to move forward? And I know I have a personal story of how you helped me shift my mindset.
That's look at that. I didn't even know. Yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear it. I think that, like, you know, for me, when a lot of times when I was growing up, I would look outside of myself for direction. So whether it was Jay-Z, I'm probably giving up my age a little bit, you know, even though Jay-Z's not even that old. He was like the 2000s.
He's older than Drake.
But yeah, it's not Drake. I grew up in the Drake era, but I also grew up in the Jay-Z era. Yeah. So I would look to these guys, and I would try to build myself from outside and external validation. And, you know, a lot of the self-worth that, you know, you typically develop as a young person when you have a strong foundation around you, you know, I kind of had to figure that out on my own. You know, a lot of times, you just looking to see who's hot around you or who's good around you, and you want to be like that person or emulate that person. Money was a big focus, you know, like, how can I get this money, but then never getting any money, like, or like if it wasn't like the right way, because I didn't have financial literacy at that age. So my biggest advice to anybody who's starting their journey and wanting to be great and be authentically themselves is to really dial in on inside, like point inward, go into your innermost chambers, close your eyes, think about whatever you want to think about, imagine whatever life you want to live, and start to believe that it can be. Because if you can see it in your mind's eye, then it can happen in the physical, right? Like, so I think that was something that it was so simple, right? But it's something that just revolutionized everything. Because now I feel like I can do anything. I feel like a superhero, like Superman. Like, I was watching Superman yesterday, I was telling you. So yeah, that's focusing on your internal beliefs and making sure that they're aligned with who you really are, you know, and who we really are are people that are created and made in the image of God. So you're not a nigga, you're not a hoe, you're not a bad person, you're none of those things. You're a child of the Most High Creator, like God, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what that means. Like figure out what that means, because when you figure out what that means, like the whole anything is possible. And that was big for me. Like that totally changed my life. That's part of the reason why I had the strength to move away from all that negativity and navigate those complex situations that I was navigating in Washington Heights in New York City, and stay unscathed. You know, like it's only God.
You made it out.
Only God. So I gotta give God I gotta give God the praise. And I don't even go to church, but I gotta give God the praise. I am the church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah, really finding that internal alignment is
knowing who you are.
Knowing who you are.
Knowledge of self is actually a better way to put it.
Being self-aware.
Yeah, focus on knowledge of self. Yeah. Because and just to piggyback, I love this question, but there are laws, like just like gravity. Like if I jump off of this balcony out here, like I'm gonna fall down and potentially twist my ankle.
Don't do that.
Or kill myself.
That's a big fall.
You know, it's a bad fall. But I think a lot of times when you grow up in lower income neighborhoods or just don't have a lot of information at your fingertips, there's also spiritual laws, and people are constantly breaking them. Mm-hmm. You know, like all the time, and you don't even know you're breaking them because it's invisible. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's why I said like books like, and I'll shout out this book again. If anybody's watching this, 7 Spiritual Laws by Deepak Chopra changed my life. You know, these spiritual laws are also active and they're also in place. So you want to make sure that you're abiding by all the laws that exist, not just the physical ones.
Interesting.
It'll change your life.
Okay, we're gonna drop those book recs in the comments later.
For sure.
But so I know that from personal experience, motivation can be fleeting. Really having that discipline and self-awareness really tends to stick. How do you stay grounded and committed when life gets overwhelming?
You're just asking me all the spiritual questions today. I thought we were going to talk about tech.
Dig
we haven't
deep.
even said anything about tech. No, staying grounded, it's a you versus you game. You know, you have to be able to have an internal compass that it doesn't matter what's happening around you, you stay calm. I don't care if somebody slaps you. I don't care if somebody yells at you. I don't care what it is. You have to have the wherewithal to rise above that and maintain your strength and spirit, right? So I think like just to give you a practical thing, like, I mean, this is what I do. This is literally what I do. I wake up, this morning I woke up. I like to watch positive content, you know, stuff that reiterates a lot of the beliefs that I have. Reverend Ike is somebody that I watch that probably no one will really like because he's like from the 70s and 60s, but just the stuff that he says, I mean, I just want him to brainwash my subconscious almost. Yeah. So, you know, I'll start out with something light, a motivational, inspirational video. I'll pray, I'll meditate, I'll have water, you know, I'll move, you know, and you know, just staying with the discipline of that on a day-to-day basis. It really helps you stay focused for when you go outside. As soon as I exit my door, now I'm in my energy, in my peace, in my strength, and I know who I am, and I'm not gonna let anyone shift that or shake it, no matter what happens, you know? And I think that that's one of the main ways I stay grounded. So again, like, it's like short for like, yeah, it's God, like discipline.
I like that. I like that. I actually do the opposite. Like I will do my affirmations at night and go to sleep to something like relaxing and calming and meditating, but at nighttime. So like I kind of decompress my day that way. So that's just interesting. You start your day with the positive affirmations. I end my day that way.
I try to do that, and I sometimes do, but I think for me, I like to read at night, maybe like 10 pages, something simple, nothing too crazy, nothing that's gonna pressure me into feeling like homework. But most of the time when I'm working at night and I stay up late, I just knock out, I'm not gonna lie. And then I wake up early.
Even though you're a night guy. You got the nightlife going on.
I can be the night guy, but I'm not.
So is there a common internal challenge that you see people across all industry verticals deal with, struggling with?
Imposter syndrome? Wait, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
You know, when you don't believe that you could actually be what you are, like when
you're like doing something and you feel like you probably shouldn't, like,
you're like
who
imitating
am I to be doing this?
Like if you're like an artist, like I have some friends that are artists and it's like, bro, you got to tell people like you're an artist. You can't just like hide and be an artist when you're by yourself, and then when you're outside, you're like not an artist anymore.
Yeah,
like,
nobody's gonna know unless you like pump up yourself.
You have to tell everybody. This is why I'm being authentic in this conversation, because the key is to be authentically yourself. You know. And can you read me the last part of that question again? My bad, I got sidetracked.
Oh no, yeah, you were answering it. Is there a common internal struggle that you see people deal with?
I think it has to do with self-worth and value. You know, like a lot of people are not valuing themselves. You know, it goes back to this knowledge of self thing. Like, you have to know who you are. You have to know what your purpose is. If not, like Nipsey Hussle said, you're wasting air. Like, you know, it's harsh, but it's like you're literally wasting this thing we call life. This time is precious. Like. You have to know what you're gonna do. You have to know who you are. You have to know where you come from. So, that's just like I said before, that's something that I feel like everyone needs to nip today after they watch this. Like, you know, and just really buy into that.
Figuring out what is your why.
Exactly. Understanding your why, understanding what your gifts are. You know, like a lot of the things that I do now is really because, first of all, I do them anyway. Like we've had conversations like this, like on the regular, you know, like whenever we talk, and you know, like it's stuff that comes natural to you. It's stuff that other people acknowledge about you, right? Like, so when I started speaking, I remember I took a speech class, and the lady goes to me, the teacher. This was in a summer class that I was just taking by happenstance in community college, just to boost my GPA so I could go back to the regular school. And I forgot that lady's name, but God bless her. Like she stood up there. She's, Christian, you have a talent for speaking, you know, but you still have to work hard. Yeah. But it comes natural to you. Like, and I was like, wow. And I remember walking out because I was still dealing with the self-worth and realizing who I am, and I didn't really know, and I was still growing. And you know, I was like, what, 21 or 20 when this was happening, 19 or something like that. And I walked out. I was like, man, speech. Really? like I talk all day, but I didn't know that was a gift or a talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talked about exhortation, which is like, exhortation is like when you see people and you see what the best version of them can be. Like, I have a vision for that. Like, I can see people and I can say, whoa. And I'll see things in people that people don't even see in themselves. So, you know, just learning your gifts, and the way you learn your gifts is by practicing and people telling you and reciprocating the energy and letting you know that this is your gift. Like, people told me that, you know, like, and speaking and people giving me positive feedback. So for everybody, it's different, right? Yeah. What are your gifts? Like, you know, like, what do you think your gifts are now that I said that, you know? Oh, Strength Finders 2.0. Also another book plug. What is that? That's a test that you can take actually. When you take the test, it's backed by like 60, 70 years of research or something like that. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But it's a lot. It's double-digit years of research. And when you take that assessment, it's $20. You don't even have to buy the book. The book is cool because it gives you extra information about who you, like what your talents are and what your gifts are. But you can just go online and take the assessment and read the summaries. And that'll tell you like, hey, you're a powerful speaker. You're good at good communicator. Okay. You're a good researcher. You're a visionary. You know what I'm saying? All those type of things. And I think that's a great way to like do a litmus test that's backed by tons of research, you know? So Strength Finders 2.0. They should sponsor me for that. No, I'm just playing.
We'll tag them.
Yeah. But yeah, I did ask you a question though. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What is my strength? Well, I'm incredibly intuitive. I think going after what I want. Yeah. Like if I set a goal for myself, I'm gonna do it regardless, no matter what, no matter what external factors I got going on. Yeah. So that's just one. But I think what really stepping into your power is that like you're very relatable. And that's like something, if you're relatable and you can reach a lot of people, that's like one of your super strengths.
That's cool, thank you.
So,
we're gonna reach as many people as we can. Yeah. Let's get it. It's going, we're going to the top.
Talk more about your brand, Raindrop, and what you're doing to integrate technology into self-help.
Yeah, so Raindrop is really like a play on my name, but it's like, Rey in Spanish means king. Also means bear. But you know, the Ray part is like, you know, and then I played into it with rain, and drop is like it's really about knowledge. So like kings, being kings and queens and having knowledge, right? Like, so when I used to see a lot of networks, like not just Netflix. Like Netflix obviously is like an entertainment network, a platform where everyone can post content. And then I started seeing networks that existed that a lot of people might not know about, like Gaia Network, which is more for, it's kind of like new age spirituality, but like all the content on there is like, it's like about that, you know, whatever they talk about. And then, you know, I saw Dame Dash, who is Jay-Z's co-founder and CEO of Rockefeller Records. And he was doing something at that time. I'm forgetting the name right now, but he still has something like New Television New or something like that. So he kind of like opened my eyes to like how these companies like YouTube are like getting so much ad revenue, but paying the creators so little. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, that's their business model. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but you know, you got to know your worth. I'm talking about knowing your worth and knowing your value. And like this content, these type of conversations, they really change people. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. So he talked a little bit about the business model, and then I started to get to thinking like, man, the whole time I was thinking about me just being a speaker, a messenger, carrying this message to everybody. But like, what if I created a platform where I could bring everybody who's doing this together, and I can help them make more money and make this something they can do where they can sustain themselves and live in their purpose, live a purpose-driven life. So I've been working on that platform, how we're gonna incorporate all the content, you know, and it's gonna be all about like just positive living, healthy eating, exercise, like all the stuff that people don't really talk about, even though everyone knows it's important, you know. Like a lot of times, you know, you go on TV and it's just a barrage of negative nothingness. Just fills your mind with emptiness, and you know, it's not really changing you. It's just entertaining you, I guess. They call it entertainment, but is it really entertainment if it's making you act different and like, you know, these things impact you, you know?
It like influences you. You start like comparing yourself to others. Yeah,
you're looking at the girl's outfit, you're like, I gotta get that outfit, or she's skinny, I don't look like that, but she's beautiful, but am I beautiful? Like, you know, like, yeah, we're all beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's all show our creative sides. We all been blessed with aspects of the creator that are totally unique to ourselves. And if we incorporate that and collaborate together, we could really make the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really where the whole idea of Raindrop came out. And, you know, obviously I used to do a lot of public speaking and I was getting paid for it. I don't know why I stopped, because that was the best feeling in the world. You know, I did a keynote speech at a university named Andrews University. And they paid me, I think, $750 or something like that. And it was just like, I remember when they gave me the check, I was just mind boggled, because I'm like, whoa,
for talking.
Like I would do this for free. And that's when I knew, even though I paused it and went into tech sales, that's when I knew like, this is something that I really like to do. And if I can get $750 for just doing something that I would have just done anyway, just because I wanted to, like, this is what it's all about. And that was the first moment where I really was like, whoa, like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, mind blown.
So that's how Raindrop.
And that's how Raindrop came up. But I soft launched it. You know, I got caught up I work in tech sales, you know, I got caught up in corporate, got caught up in bills and sustaining myself. But I'm launching it now. So
I like that it's like community building, uplifting other content creators, creating a positive environment. So I'm still thinking about how to incorporate AI in it. But I mean, I think at this point AI is going to be incorporated in everything that we do. Whether it's even if it's just a better search engine, like how Gemini works with Google, like, or even just like asking AI, hey, take all this content that we have and give me a blueprint to like fix my life, like, and boom, it'll just pop up for them. So, you know, like that's some of the things I've been thinking about. But I'm in the super early stages. Like I said, I'm gonna really give it a shot. No, I love it, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So just kind of wrapping up the last couple of questions here. What does success mean to you, and has that definition changed over time?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, success for me back in the day was just get money and grind. It was like a toxic version of success, right?
Grind culture.
Yeah, grind culture, super toxic. Like, because it doesn't take into accountability that you do have to take care of yourself. I mean, even if you're a hard worker and you want to work 12 hours a day, you still got to sleep 6. You know, don't tell me you're not sleeping. That's not true. Like, you know, don't tell kids that are young and molding themselves that, oh, you got to stay up 18 hours a day, you know, doing what you got to do. It's like, yeah, maybe for you that might work, but maybe for somebody else, they might do better work in a shorter amount of time and get more done if they go and work out also, and also spend time with their loved ones, and also eat healthy and spend time meal prepping, or, and when you get more money, obviously you can outsource all these things to get your time back, right? Like, it's all about getting your time back. But yeah, success for me became much more balanced as I got older, and matured. Success to me is being happy and at peace all day, no matter what's happening around you. That's success.
Yeah.
If I can be in my life, regardless of what anybody thinks, and I'm just happy and at peace,
yeah.
and everywhere I go, I spread this happiness and peace, and everybody's just like, wow, who is that guy? Like, he's so happy and peaceful. Like, that's success for me. If I could do that for my mom, if I could do that for my family, money is a symbol of our value. We are the money. I am money. I always say that. You are money. Like, we bring the value. The money's just a symbol. Like, so let's just bring value. Like, success is bringing value and being at peace and being happy. Like, it's that simple. Like, and doing what you can imagine in your mind. Like, whatever you imagine to do in your mind, that's successful.
Doing what you enjoy.
It's not about me being better than you, or me having to knock down so-and-so so I could be above him, so I could feel better about myself. That's trauma. You need a therapist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's
undealt with.
Yeah, undealt trauma. This is about collaboration and building an earth and a new space where people are going to collaborate, and we're going to build things that are going to be amazing and just change people's lives and bring peace. Like, peacemakers,
I love
blessed
that.
are the peacemakers,
for
they shall inherit the kingdom of God.
Hallelujah.
Amen. No, I take that back, but okay, we'll leave it. I'm not going to go into that. Hallelujah.
Last question. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who wants to become a better version of themselves?
The piece of advice? Find God. And I know I've been drilling that in every question you ask me, but I'm not telling you to go become a religious person. I'm not telling you to go to a church and sign up and do community service. Like, sure, those things are nice and those things are necessary and they do help a lot of people. But when I say, it's like, The Alchemist, another one, right?
Good book.
This is a good book.
Yeah.
I lent you that book.
You did, yeah.
And, this book is, in short, is about a guy, just like I was describing myself, that went out looking for stuff on the outside, but eventually got back. And I don't want to ruin the book, but he came back and he was like, I just had to look inside of myself.
Yeah.
A big, high overview, right? Like, and, that's my biggest piece of advice. Like, figure out your knowledge of self. Understand that you come from the infinite, like, source of creation. Like, that's big. So, like, when you think about stuff and you say to yourself, and this goes to anybody out there that feels this way sometimes, like, oh, I'm not enough. It's like, what do you mean you're not enough? Like, you were already made enough from the get-go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you won. I made this joke with you the other day and I know it's not appropriate maybe for LinkedIn, but you were the sperm that won. You know what I'm saying? Like you beat out millions of guys even to get into the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where's that mindset? When you were a kid, you remember being young, like, you just felt like everything was possible. I remember I won this game.
You had no self-doubt at all.
Not zero self-doubt. I remember I saw the contest. It was a McDonald's contest. They were giving away Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I didn't have any money. I was a little kid. I'm like, ooh, that's how I'm gonna get the game. Wrote a letter, sent it in, and I got the game.
What?
Just to prove that this stuff is not BS. This is the real deal. Like, it's about what your thoughts create your reality. You know what I'm saying? You create your own life. It's not happening to you. You are happening to life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to embody that message and go happen to life. And when you start happening to life, everything's going to start happening for you. I think the problem is that people focus too much on having. But that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, having stuff is good.
Having goals is good.
And just having stuff, everything you want to have. I feel like that's something that's innately built into us because we're kings and queens. Like, we're made to rule. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when you want to have luxurious things and Porsches and Benzes and Beamers, like, that's who you are. That's who God is. Like, it's luxurious. Like, but I think God and just the universe, whatever you believe in, like, it's more concerned with you becoming. You know what I'm saying? So that you can do more and then you'll have more. So it's like people start at the third step, but you got to go back and focus on becoming so that you can do more, so that you can have more.
So become your better self.
Just be who you're meant to be. Your strength is in your authenticity. Stop trying to copycat Drake. Stop trying to copycat style. Make your own style.
Yeah.
Go grab the things and you'll know it's you because it's coming from you. Like so I've seen people dress, and to me I'm like, that's so. I would never wear that shirt, but that's fine. But this guy, he liked that shirt, and that's an authentic expression of himself. The more authentic you are, the more success you're gonna have. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So focus on knowledge of self, focus on authenticity, and focus on becoming the thing that you are meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So that you can do more of that. And by doing more of that, you will have everything that you ever imagined plus 10x.
Yeah, because I think when you're you, what you do just comes naturally, so you're just good at it, and it comes naturally.
It's just who you are.
Effortless.
Yeah.
It's just who you are.
It's the conversations we have. We have these conversations. This is the first time we recorded it.
Yeah.
But we've had conversations like this how many times?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you didn't share the story. Share the story before you wrap up.
Oh, the best piece of advice you've ever given me?
Yeah.
It was to stop focusing so much on my problems and start figuring out how to solve other people's problems.
Boom.
And that was like a total mindset shift, exactly when I needed it, right in the right time. I needed to hear it, and
awesome.
I did it, and I implemented it, and it was just like, it's just that simple.
It is,
and
that
it worked.
simple. It's that simple. And the reason why that works,
because I was focusing so much on my problems, and it was like negative,
Yep.
just all this negative cloud.
Yep.
And I switched it off, and I turned it around, and it was like, oh wait, okay, things are working.
Yeah.
Things are falling into place.
Yeah.
Things are working themselves out.
they always will.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason why it's so important to focus on other people's problems more than your own is because when things get
solving
tough,
other people's problems,
solving them, solutions, always positive,
solutions.
You're gonna, even when you get tired, even when you get, maybe your mood's not the best, or like things get shaky, like you're still gonna have that drive, because it's not just for you, it's for everybody.
Right.
And that's what we're here to do. I'm convinced.
It's like based in community.
Exactly. We're a community
people.
species. Yeah, communal species. We're meant to work together. We're connected. Yeah. Whether you think we're not connected, we are connected. And I can feel it. I mean, I think about people and they call me sometimes. Like, it's crazy. But that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story.
No, totally. That was amazing. But okay, before we close it out, let's do the lightning round, where it's just a bunch of short questions off the top of the dome.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
One book that changed your life.
I can't use any of the ones I said. Let me use a different
why not?
one. Well, I already talked about those.
You got a full library of books.
Other than the ones I mentioned, I would say Think and Grow Rich. I know it's super Zero to One by Peter Thiel. This was crazy because I read this book. I didn't have money to buy the book when I read this book. I was going to Barnes and Nobles, reading it, putting it back on the shelf,
love Barnes and Nobles.
and coming back and reading it. And so I finished it. And Zero to One by Peter Thiel. I think that's a great book. And I'll just throw out Think and Grow Rich since I said it also, because again, like one of my biggest challenges growing up was just not having the right mindset and not understanding the power that I have, not understanding that I just have to believe in what I want to do and I can do it. Like, I don't need anything else. Everything else will just come around, right? So like that book, although it's written in bogus English, I wish they would just modernize it or put it into a new.
Really? Yeah,
it's an old book. It's like from the early 1900s or something like that. Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill also. So I gave you 3 books. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, which was published after he passed away. And Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich mindset, Outwitting the Devil tells you how not to be a drifter and take control of your life. 0 to 1 shows you how you can go from 0 to 1. You just gotta go.
You just gotta go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just get up. Okay,
great
lightning book. Fire round though.
Yeah,
so fast.
Yeah, fast.
But
okay.
I appreciate the thoughtfulness.
Yeah. I'm thoughtful.
Very. What's your daily non-negotiable? What's a must-have in your routine?
I gotta work out. I let myself go. I got up to I was always relatively fit, always was an athlete, started working in corporate, long story short, Next thing you know, I'm 367 pounds or something like that. Now I'm down like 100 pounds. I got like 30 pounds to go. And it's just like, there's so many benefits to working out. Like it clears out your mind. You feel better. You get your dopamine.
Totally.
You feel stress relief. There's so many benefits. I will never, ever go another day without doing some type of movement.
Mine is my daily walk. I have to start
even
my morning.
walking, but even walk. Yeah, that's a great way to start. That's how I started. For the first year, I walked and lifted weights, and that's it. I couldn't run. I was getting shin splint. I was 367 pounds. You know, crazy. Wow. Like at 6'2", that's crazy. Like people didn't notice. They think I'm lying when I tell them it because I'm taller, but I'm like, nah, bro. I was feeling like trash. You know, I was making the most money I ever made in my life, but I was feeling like trash. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started to learn even more. Like, oh, success is not just money. Success is a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? And
how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Keep your body sharp so your mind can be sharp and your spirit can be sharp.
Okay, what is your go-to Jay-Z lyric?
Ooh, see Caesar, see Brute, see, same sword they knight you, they gonna good knight you with. That's only half what they might do. That's only the half if they like you. Don't believe me, ask Michael. And then he goes, see Caesar, see Brutus, see Jesus, see Judas. See, success is like suicide. Suicide is a suicide. If you succeed, prepare to be crucified.
I knew you had one.
Amazing. I know it's stupid, and I was young when I memorized it, but I've never forgotten that lyric.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have people that are gonna hate on you. You're gonna have people that are gonna be your friends one day, and then they're gonna get jealous, or they might not be in the same level of self-development as you. They might not have an open heart like you. They might still have some unresolved issues they got to work on, and we're all working through it. But you need to be prepared when you take on your journey, because things are going to come, challenges are going to arise, but you got to remember, you're doing it like for a bigger purpose. And that was just a powerful lyric. Yeah. Love that. Shout out to Jay-Z. Hove.
We rep Kanye over here.
Oh my God, they're friends. They were.
Okay, what's the most underrated self-care habit?
A self-care habit that's underrated? That people don't think about a lot? Like
what do you just think is underrated? For example, I think gua sha. I like to massage and gua sha my face.
Okay, that's cool. I like that too. I need to start doing that because I started noticing my face is dry. I would say an underrated self-care habit for me,
meal prep. You like to meal prep often?
No, you talked about skincare, so I'm not gonna say skincare, even though that's an underrated self-care for men. For men, that's an underrated. You know what I'm saying? For women, it's not underrated, but for men, super underrated. But I would say just taking time to be alone. The compinche, man. People love being in compinche. My grandmother used to be like, "A ti te encanta el compinche," because I was always with 25 people, because that's who I am. I like being with people and I like collaborating. But what I've started to notice now, especially, is when you step back and you take some solitude and some alone time, that's really when you can process your thoughts and feel your emotions and really decide and make decisions whether to let go of those things or to move on. So I think that's underrated. I think too many people want to be in the mix all the time.
Totally.
Take a step back. Sometimes you gotta be on the bench, and it's not because you suck. It's because you're developing your game. And that way, when you come into the game strong and ready, and you drop 50.
Yeah. Fire bars.
bars.
Which Drake album is the theme for this season of life right now?
Drizzy. Shoot. Let's keep it on the success level. What did I miss? That just came out.
Okay.
But you said album, so that's not an album. I haven't heard that album yet. Nah, I think the album for me right now, if I had a Drake album.
I know we were talking catalog earlier.
No, I know. I love Drake. I love Drake. It's just so many great albums. I would say it's the Come Up time. What's that? What's Come Home With Me? What's the one with him with his head in the clouds? I should know this. It's so far gone. Take care. And then the third one was with his head in the cloud. You know what I'm talking about?
With him and the little baby Drake?
Baby Drake with his head in the clouds, and then Drake with his head in the clouds.
I don't know the name.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so I haven't been
Put
listening
like a
to
little
it. But
photo right here.
yeah, maybe you could just show it. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
didn't know. But I think it's Come Home With Me or something like, I don't know, something like that. But that
So
album,
Far Gone?
that third album, So Far Gone was his first one.
Okay.
And then it was Take Care, which was a great album.
Yeah.
But the third album is definitely my favorite because I think it deals with the complexities of like he already knows who he is now. So like it's not like the beginning.
It's like famous Drake.
Yeah,
now.
he's been through some stuff. He got a few scars and a few jabs. He's been through a few relationships. He's been through some business betrayals and challenges, and now he's asserting himself as who he is, and he's going for it. You know what I'm saying? He's going for that top spot, and he's asserting it, and he does a phenomenal job on that album. I think that's an inspirational album. I hear it in the gym all the time.
And you relate.
I can relate to that right now, especially, yeah. Other than his new stuff, but yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Okay, very last one. Fill in the blank. Growth feels like
Abundance. You know, I think, you know, a lot of times people like to focus on lack. There's no such thing. There's no lack. Even Elon Musk said it the other day. He was like, there's no lack of resources for us right now. Like they talk about all that stuff, but we have resources in abundance, oil in abundance, all these things in abundance. Like, so yeah, you can grow forever. It's never gonna stop. You're never gonna stop growing. You're never gonna stop learning. You're never gonna stop becoming a better person. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's abundant out here. It's abundance
having
out here.
an abundance mindset.
An abundance
will
mindset
really
is necessary.
shift your perspective.
100%, 1,000%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And on that note, that's a perfect note to end it on.
We did it.
Leaving it at abundance, self-worth, being aware, and just being your truest version of yourself.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that watches this. Go after your dreams. Go after what you believe in. Believe in yourself. You're special. God is in you. Check me out on Instagram. It's not, I just did, like I said, I'm just launching this, but Raindrop LLC. At Raindrop LLC, and I spell Rain like my last name, REYN DROP LLC. Check me out because there's a lot to come. About to turn it up a notch.
There you go.
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No, we did that bad. I was gonna dab you. You just gave me such a soft like fist bump, like. All right, cool. Cut.